Hey guys, hey, it's Katie. Welcome back. Today we are doing a stress-filled book haul. So I guess the name of that is not really a good descriptor of the book haul. It is finals week here for me. It's my last finals week ever because I'm graduating in 1 week, which is insane. I don't even know what's happening right now. My feelings are everywhere. During finals week, it's a stressful time. There are two things that I always do when I'm stressed out, and that is stress eat. I'm so good at that. And stress shop. I've got a lot of books, so I'm really excited to show all of them to you today. So let's get started. The first book I have to show you today is All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. It is a young adult contemporary book, and I'm actually like 60% done with it. The premise of this book is it's a dual POV, so we have the main characters Violet and Finch, and they meet on top of the school bell tower because both of them are contemplating suicide. That's the beginning of the book, is they meet on top of the school bell tower and they're not really sure who saves who. They kind of both get off the bell tower and kind of follows their story from there. And I really am enjoying it so far, and I will definitely be talking about it in my wrap up for May if you guys want more of a review. So yeah. The next set of books I have to show you is I bought the Infernal Devices trilogy by Cassandra Clare in a hardcover box set. It came up as being on sale on Amazon, and I couldn't resist. The first book in this series is Clockwork Angel, followed by Clockwork Prince, and finally Clockwork Princess. I am really excited that the hardcover box set of this series was on sale because these covers are so beautiful, and I'm really excited to get into it. I know I've only read City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I've heard that this trilogy is a lot of they like it better, so I'm really excited to dive into this. So it takes place in the 1870s, and it's kind of like a steampunk urban fantasy historical fiction kind of thing, but there are, all these crazy, I would call it fantasy, definitely. There's all these crazy demons, and this one is about shadow hunters and the shadow hunters in London, and they hunt demons and all of that stuff. I'm not entirely sure what else this book is about, but I'm really excited to get into it. The next book I have to show you guys is you're probably sick of seeing it by now, but it is The Diviners by Libba Bray, and look at that. Oh, it's so beautiful. And this book has been out for a while. I believe there's a sequel coming out soon, but I heard a rumor that they were not gonna make this cover style anymore, so and the paperback is it doesn't look like this. So I'll put a picture of what the covers look like now. I heard a rumor that they're not going to continue with this cover design, which is a bummer because this is beautiful. So I wanted to get my hands on a copy of this before they all went out of print, and I'm really glad I did. This is a paranormal occult historical fiction novel, and I'm really excited. I flew through the Gemma Doyle trilogy when I was in early high school, and I love Libba Bray, and I'm super excited. It takes place in the 1920s, and there's mystery, and I've heard it's just really great intrigue, so I'm excited to get started with this. The next book I have to show you is a classic, and it's actually something that I've already read. It's a children's classic book. It is The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, and I'm sorry if I said that wrong. I took French in high school, but I just didn't. I don't know. It's been a while. But I saw this at Barnes & Noble, and it says a new translation of the beloved classic with restored original art, and I don't have a copy of this. I actually read this in my French class in high school in French, and then I decided to pick it up in English, and it's gorgeous. It's in color. It's got some beautiful illustrations, and The premise of this book is really hard to explain. I would definitely recommend you guys pick it up. It's a really easy read, but there's a lot of deeper meanings that are woven throughout the story. But basically, a pilot crashes in the desert in Africa, and he wakes up one morning and he sees this little boy, but he's tiny. He's a very small boy standing before him. He calls him the Little Prince, and the Little Prince tells him all of these different stories about all of the different planets that he's been to, and it's very, very good. The next book that I have here to show you guys has actually been one of my most anticipated releases of 2015, which I never actually did a video of, but I'll post them eventually. And it is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. This just came out on Tuesday, and I haven't actually started it yet. But it's so beautiful and tall and hardback, and I'm really excited. I know a couple people that got ARCs, and I know a couple people that have already started it. They're super into it and they cannot put it down. So I'm really excited to get into this one. And it is a high fantasy. If you guys don't know Sarah J. Maas, she wrote the Throne of Glass series, which is one of my all-time favorite young adult fantasy series. And this is I believe it's classified as a new adult because the main character is like 19 or 20, which is really cool. It's a new adult fantasy series. It's actually a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but from what I've heard so far, it's not just a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. Like, the twists that she takes are epic and amazing, and I'm really, really excited to get into it. And also, look at her dress. I want it. These 3 books I have to show you guys today are not all, well, they are related. They're all by the same author, and that is Mr. George R.R. Martin. So let's get started. The first one I want to show you guys is A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin, and I know you're probably saying, Katie, you read that series. That's like one of your favorite series ever. Why do you not own the books? And that's because I have all of the books in mass market paperbacks, and I just saw this beautiful hardback of one of my favorite books, and I could not resist. I could not resist. Look at that. Oh, I'm so happy that I decided to buy this. I have to be honest with you guys. Oh, sorry. I have to be honest with you guys. I saw this all the time at the bookstore, and I would pick it up. I would literally pick this book up, and I would carry it around with me, and I would look at other books, and I would have this one in my hand, and then at the end of the day, I would like, Katie, what are you doing? You already own this book in mass market paperback. Why? You don't need another copy with the exact same cover that's just a hardback. But here's my decision as to why I decided to pick up another copy. This story means so much to me, and I love it so much. And actually, Game of Thrones the first book is my favorite. So if I do have any hardback copies, this is the one that I want. But also my mass market paperbacks, they get weird on the spine. If you guys have ever read mass market paperbacks, they crack the spine easily, and it's not that I don't like how they look, because I like when books look red. It's just that I'm afraid they're gonna fall apart really fast, and I want to be able to get these nice tall hardcovers while they're still available. Real quick, if you guys don't know the synopsis of this book, it's an adult high fantasy novel, and it takes place in this world called Westeros. It's really, really too hard to explain in a couple of sentences, but it's epic. That's all you need to know. It's epic, and it's amazing. The characterization is fantastic, and he writes like no one I've ever known before, and I just love it so much. So there's that. The next book I have to show you from my little George R.R. Martin shopping spree is A Game of Thrones, the graphic novel, volume 1, and this is by George R.R. Martin, but it was adapted by Daniel Abraham, and the art is by Tommy Patterson. It is an adaptation of the books. It's actually very faithful to the books from what I can tell. I believe A Game of Thrones, there's 2 other graphic novels that are adapted of the first book. Let me just tell you, the art is amazing, and this is one of my favorites. That's Jon and Ghost. Really enjoyed that at the wall. The white walkers look awesome. They look super magical and mystical. And seeing the detail in this, oh, it's so good. It's so good. Super excited to read the next one. And if you watch the show, if you read the books, I think if you like graphic novels, I think this would definitely be a good read for you guys. And the last book by George R.R. Martin that I picked up that I actually didn't even know existed until I stumbled upon it in Barnes & Noble, and it is The Ice Dragon, and it's actually a children's book, and I believe this was actually published like right around the same time as A Game of Thrones, the first book, like back in the 90s. And it's a children's book. They recently redid it with new art, and the art is awesome. I bookmarked this page for you guys to see. Look at how cool that is. This book is actually set in the same world as Game of Thrones, and so it's set in Westeros. It's actually set, I think, years and years before the events of A Game of Thrones, and it takes place during one of the long winters, and it's about the legend of the Ice Dragon. And I don't think that you would have to watch the show or read the books for you to get into this little children's story here. At this point, waiting for Winds of Winter, I will take anything and everything that is A Song of Ice and Fire. So this is one of them. I'm really glad that I decided to pick up this book. That is it for my stress-filled book haul. Or maybe it's my book haul to relieve stress. That could be a thing. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more videos. I hope you guys have a great week. And if you're in the middle of finals like me, good luck on your finals. Also, let me know what you think if you've read any of the books that I hauled down below. Bye! Oh, this is not bad at all. This is way better than